The Ekiti State Commissioner for Information, High Chief Franklin Taiwo Olatunbosun, has been politically active for over 2 decades in Ekiti State. He has served both the PDP and APC governments. One time a lawmaker, Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, and even an acting governor. What is the uniqueness in the personality of Honorable Taiwo Olatunbosun that makes him an irresistible component of every successive government in Ekiti State?
Well, first and foremost, let me thank God for all you have enumerated. It's not by my power, not by my might. But let me quickly say that, well, it's all about service. It's all about service. And I can say, notwithstanding my resigning from a political party to join APC, I've been very consistent about my own belief, and there are circumstances that you find yourself that you have to just accept. And I want to say that I like to say that I covered service, and trying as much as possible to be selfless about it. And maybe that's what some of the leaders have had the privilege of serving may have noticed in me. And sincerely speaking, I don't know. But the truth of the matter is that I can't explain the whole thing, but I've been around and doing my own thing the way I believe. And once I believe in a cause, that's just a simple truth. Once I believe in a cause, I followed it. I got elected as a member of the House of Assembly. I was privileged to have been elected as Deputy Speaker by my colleagues. And along that line, some things happened, and a lot of things changed in the country. And I haven't served as a commissioner under the previous administration too. Like, things changed, and we all resigned from. Let me say, yes, that's what it means. Because sometimes I won't say defect, I'll just say we resign from that political party and join APC. I didn't have the privilege of serving under the AKF1, but after the election of 2014, I was elected or chosen as the public secretary of the party, and which we did. We were in trenches, and we reversed the trend. We've made Ekiti to see reasons to have our government, our party back in place. And today we're having a continuity government of JKF progressive leadership in Ekiti. And you know, this government is an offshoot of the immediate past government, and that's why we campaign on the mantra of continuity towards achieving shared prosperity. It has all been God, and it has all been about people seeing what I can offer, and the leadership believe that they must have seen some things in me, because I won't be the right person to start to say what they see, but I know there must be some things, but my consistency has been something that I have to talk about. And selfless service to I won't hide anything about that. Without being modest, I've been very selfless about service to the people, and I believe I have to continue about that, being God-fearing and trusting that God has a way for everybody. And there is this seed of greatness that God has imbued in every human being. And once you are able to follow that, and coupled with the fact that everybody has a potential to be who they want to be, mutual respect for people, and doing what is right, and following the path of honor, the path of integrity can take you to places. And humility is power, and I can say that I've displayed that in abundance to merit some of the opportunities I have so far.
Having served both APC and PDP governments at cabinet level, how does Olatunbosun compare his principal, Biodun Oyebanji, with his predecessors, especially against the background of Oyebanji's recognition as the first homebred governor in Ekiti State?
Well, maybe by virtue of my position as the Commissioner for Information, I won't be able to make this comparison you are trying to make me to do. And particularly that I know that Mr. Governor likes to relate with all. But let me answer that to say that every leader that has passed through the seat of Ekiti State Government House have their own different potentials, and you cannot say they are same. None of them can be seen to be the same. Be the same as the other. But what is important is that they all have their good areas. They all have their way of thinking, their approaches may differ, but what is important that they all love Ekiti. But what I can say about Governor Biodun Oyebanji is that he's very humble, selfless, he's God-fearing, he's highly committed to Ekiti projects, and he's selfless, he's compassionate, particularly loving those that are indigents and vulnerables. And his experience as a young man here, having schooled here, he was born here, and that's one unique thing I can say to differentiate him from others. He's the first indigenous governor we ever produced. When you talk of that indigenous thing, it's like he was born, bred, schooled, and he worked there. And he participated in the creation of the state directly as an individual. In fact, he was not invited, but he took it upon himself to approach our traditional and all the political leaders and everybody that are working around the creation of Ekiti State. In fact, we had it on record that he went to see them with his own proposal, his own memo towards actualization of Ekiti State creation. And that stands him out in the real sense of it, because he was part of the struggle. He understands the vision of the founding fathers. And of course, he served as the secretary of that committee. So I can say that in a way, he has a special place in history. He has a special place in history, coupled with his upbringing and his own kind of nature. And honestly, he has shown humility in leadership. And he has this listening here. And every other day he likes to interface with people, to have what do they want. And above it all, he seems to understand the intrigues of and the intricacies of governance. And he has not allowed partisan politics to play that dominant role in his responsibility as the leader and governor of Ekiti State. He has done it more in a patriotic manner that everybody can see him as a unifying factor, a rallying point, and the governor of the state that he should be indeed. And he has managed the resources very well, judiciously and selflessly, like I can say that. Today, we have this man. We have this man who I can describe as man of the heart of God, and that he has chosen for us at this moment to govern Ekiti and to lead us in the right way. He's changing the narrative.
Remember me as your son that came, that is truthful to you.
Honestly, he's doing that on a daily basis. What he has done within a year, I can tell you, if you should do it for 3-4 years, people will still applaud him for that. But he has done it within a short period of time. All we need to do now is to build on what he has done within the last 1 year and 2 months.
I want to be remembered as someone that is truthful, someone that tells the truth every time. They have told me that that kind of character is not political. And my reply to them is, I don't want to be political, I want to do the right thing.
How acceptable to members of the APC is Oyebanji's strategic role as a unifying factor for Ekiti people across party lines?
You can't keep doing things the same way and expect different results. If between 1999 and 2003, Governor Taiwo was there, and there was this kind of PDP-AD dichotomy, and struggling to take power, and the political hostility. Even Governor Taiwo was a perfect gentleman, but it happened. A change of government happened. I don't want to talk about what other things that are around it, but it happened. Between 2003 to 2007, there was this issue of political thing too, and the change of government happened. Even in between, there was an impeachment, and an administrator came. And between 2007 and 2011 and 2010, a lot happened. There was this restive situation that there was this uncoordinated activities of government that led to criticism here and there. Even the head of government could not even today Abuja for litigations, because the issue is that everybody wants to have a chunk of the government and the governance. And between 2011, 2010, and 2014, a lot happened. There was a change of government by way of political struggling, political intrigues, and it happened, a change. Between 2014 and 2018, a change happened. Then, that was the beginning of a more serious, in-depth, and more focused approach to governance by trying to listen to the people, tolerate people. But then, with the emergence of Governor Biodun Oyebanji, I can tell you, just go around, and see the comments of people in the opposition. It doesn't mean that we don't have people that are opposing the government. It doesn't mean that we don't have criticisms. But even from within the camp of the opposition, you see them answering or responding to the critics. And what I see is that it doesn't matter which political party is producing the governor now. It doesn't matter anymore. And that is how it should be. It's government of the people, by the people, for the people. And that's what Governor Biodun Oyebanji is demonstrating. People will always, whatever you do, people will always talk. But what is important, for as long as you are convinced within your conscience, and you do with the fear of God, and you are not flouting any constitutional rules by doing that, I think one should go ahead. What he has demonstrated is the courage to bring people together, the courage to take a decision that will be in the best interest of the majority of Ekiti people. And we can continue with that. And definitely, it's not business as usual. It's just that somebody believes that he must give service to Ekiti. He's more patriotic to Ekiti than we have of political party. But once he's elected as governor, he's the governor for the people of Ekiti. Not governor for APC, not governor for PDP or SDP or Labour. He's governor for everybody. And people should have access. That's one thing about the governor again. It's accessible. both in terms of personal relationship and official. He attends to issues that we make people to have a better society. And that's what we all clamor for. People want to see somebody in governance. Even, and that has cascaded to our penetrated to the least person in government. This office is a free place, my brother. And he has told us that our employer are Ekiti people. So he's giving service in line with the mandate of the people, that they choose him as their governor. And even people, when they went on litigation against him, he still visited them, believing that it's their right to do. And it has advanced our democratic principles, because they have opportunity to vent their grievances, and it has so been dealt with. It serves as a reference for future. But if they have not had an opportunity to do that, it could have been a different thing. But after all said and done about those litigations, Mr. Governor will still visit them, because they are part of Ekiti, and is the governor of those that either took him to court or do not see things from his own angle. Approach could differ, but what is important is Ekiti, and it's Ekiti first, and that's what part of what he has campaigned with, and he's walking the talk. Mr. Governor is walking the talk.
I want Ekiti people to know today that anything I say to them, God helping me, I will do. If by chance I'm not able to do it, you will know that is beyond me. But I will not tell you things that I won't be able to do. So I choose my word carefully, and I choose my actions, and I try as much as possible to walk my talk.
The governor is delivering on his promises, and he's taking those promises from promises to reality, touching on governance, touching on human capital, touching on agriculture, touching on health, touching on infrastructure, electricity, water, and touching on even good governance that I've spoken so, and touching on agriculture, touching on youth employment and youth development, touching on sports, tourism. And that is why he's doing all those things that can transform the entire Ekiti place. Don't let me waste time, but I want to conclude by saying that Mr. Governor has demonstrated in no small measure, without any form of contradiction anywhere, that he's truly the leader of the people. And I think people are happy about it. And that's why you see the kind of support he's getting both within and outside his political family. And that's why you see the retirees organizing prayer sessions for him. And that's why you see the people with disability praising him all around. And that's why you see the market women always around him. That's why you see the royal fathers, the KBACs, talking well of him. That's why you see the youths and the students opening up everywhere to speak well of him. And that's why you see even most of those people that could have been very critical critics of APC as a party becoming the friend of the Progressive Party, because a progressive leader, a progressive governor is delivering on good things that can touch and impact on the progress and the growth of people of Ekiti.
Are you in need of a professional coverage and reportage of your events? Puff Television on YouTube is the place to go. Reports, interviews, events, jingles, documentaries. Puff Television handles all these with the highest professional touch. Contact us today on 070-683-99526 or visit our studio at Crystal Music and Film School, White House, Ode Quarters at Ekiti. Puff Television, every production a masterpiece.
People of the Fountain.
Clashes between sitting governors and their predecessors have become more of a rule than an exception. A classical example in Nigeria today is Rivers State. To what extent do we have some sort of rivalry or conflict between Oyebanji and his predecessor?
The situation in Rivers is different from situation in Ekiti. So I cannot, you can only speak of what you know.
We're talking about control.
I know. The two people that are, the personalities that are involved in Ekiti are highly civilized people, and they are educated, and they are very urbane. And and once it's all about the people, like I said, the issue of governance is about the people, and that's where Governor Biodun Oyebanji is saying it. And you have in Governor Fayomi too, very gentleman, highly cerebral too, and like I said, this government, in the real sense of it, is an offshoot of the past one, and that's what there are a lot of things Governor Biodun have done in this place that any leader will be happy with, because those projects we inherited under the past administration we had completed and commissioned and put to use of the people, for the use of the people. And I want to say that Governor Fayomi, wherever he is, we're very proud of having Bao. And Bao is respectful, and he's always talking about the achievements and the personality of Dr. John Kayode Fayomi. So what I think is responsible for the kind of relationship and the peaceful coexistence we have between the former governor and the present one is the ability to realize that this is not about themselves, it's about the people. And I think Governor Biodun, having worked with Dr. John Kayode Fayomi, is proud to do that. He's proud to say it always, and he's following on the path the former has laid, even though he's wearing his own shoe and following on those paths of progressive activities, of diligence, of love for our people, of carrying along stakeholders, of ensuring that we respect the elders, of ensuring that he dispense and use the lean resources for Ekiti State for the benefit of the people, and ensuring that we promote love, unity, and peace, which will of course engender progress and development. And I don't foresee any such happening here, and I can proudly say that they are having good relationship, unblemished one.
Is it true that Ekiti does not have a chief of staff at the moment as a result of a disagreement between Governor Oyebanji and his predecessor over who should occupy the position?
I'm not aware of that. And the choice of who Mr. Governor appoints, since everybody, there are provisions in the Constitution. And what is important is that there should be a council which the governor has constituted. And every appointee of government is an assistant to the governor, even including myself as commissioner. We are appointed to assist in governance, and yes, it's provided for. But what is important, I don't think there is a law that made it compulsory for that particular position to be appointed. But I am not aware of the other one you said. I'm not aware. So, and if I'm not aware, you can't give what you don't have. I can't explain anything like that. But I'm very sure it's not all about that. But when the time comes, if governor desire to have as many people as possible in his government, he will appoint them.
What is the hallmark of Governor Oyebanji's administration?
Yeah, the hallmark of the present administration is making a promise and fulfilling it, and in many ways, making a promise and fulfilling it in many ways. And we have delivered on our promises and campaign promises to the people, particularly in the area of shared prosperity, in the area of making people to be happy, in the area of creation of job opportunities for our people in the area of payment of salaries, gratuities, pensions, and both areas, and ensuring that we do not owe anything. In the areas of electricity provision, in the areas of construction of strategic roads that we assist our people, commuters moving from one place, and movement of goods and moving around. And we have done well in the area of touching and development on education and health facilities, and particularly helping the needies in all ways, both the people with disability that I've mentioned at that time, the elderly, particularly some policies that favor them in terms of free health for a particular age, and the youths or the young ones. And not only that, we have been providing opportunity of scholarships, interventions for those that are in need, both students and otherwise. Is fulfilling on our promises and having a leader that is compassionate, and in ensuring that we are not only diligent, but we are very judicious in the in fiscal policies.
By October 2024, the government will be marking its second year in office. What will Ekiti public be expecting at that time?
We should expect more developmental projects based on the appropriation law that governor has signed. And we expect people should witness more road construction, do more of to offset the areas of pensions and gratuities. Particularly, we'll do more in the area of security of our people and properties. We'll do more in the area of youth empowerment, youth employment, and youth development. We'll do more in the area of industrialization, particularly touching on the knowledge zone, the free zone area, considering the fact that we have this approval for $80 million from Africa Development Bank. And we'll do more to ensure that we provide electricity by all measures, particularly taking all these measures that government is taking advantage of. And I can say that we'll get more federal attention because Mr. Governor is relating well with them. And that means that he will continue to do that to ensure that Ekiti is not taken to the back door of the sharing of projects and services from the federal government. And the governor, from the way I'm looking at it, will continue to collaborate with all stakeholders to ensure that we have the peace, the unity, that we continue to help in the transformation agenda, particularly towards shared prosperity. But we should expect more projects in all areas, and particularly it's going to be very, very sincere and honest and judicious and committed to the implementation of the 2024 budget, as it will benefit our people.
We thank the Honorable Commissioner for granting us this audience.
Thank you, you're welcome. It's nice to have you.
So we'll bring another personality. Please stay connected to Puff TV.
People of the Fountain.